only plea for the life of me. The generosity of God is unchallengeable. He gave us life, so let us live. Sing along. Stop.
Hello. Your Excellency, Bome Bontate, Brunhawanda, Lumelan, Croiso, Kenaka Kotso. I am very pleased to see you all here today. Lebitsola Kake Paul Myers. I am chair of Dolen Cymru, Lesotho, and it is a great pleasure and joy for us to be celebrating the work of Dolen Cymru and our partners here in Lesotho, in Cymru, in person, face to face. All very well aware that over the last 2 years, COVID has meant that we haven't been able to meet face to face. Nevertheless, I have seen many of you in Zooms and other webinars. And so to some extent, I think we know each other a little bit, even if only from here to there. The link has been now working for 37 years. And I think that is a real example and test of a true partnership and a true friendship between two countries, and something that in itself that I think we can celebrate today. I would like to make reference to our founder, Antati Karl Klaus. Some of you will know, some of you will have heard of him, but 37 years ago, he and some others wished to form a friendship between Wales and another country. And they chose Lesotho because there are similarities between Wales and Lesotho, and that partnership has continued till now. Unfortunately, Antati Karl Klaus passed away just under a year ago. And so I would just like to pay tribute to his vision, such that we are still here today, and to recognize that and to give thanks for his life and work within the two countries. And I'm just going to ask you to just have a few moments just to pay respects. So I'm so pleased that there's so much going on, and I'm very pleased that my colleague here, Veronica German, who is the Executive Director of Dolen Lesotho, is going to introduce the various pieces of work that have been going on. And then we're going to pass over to our Master of Ceremonies, who's going to introduce each individual group when they give their presentation. Veronica.
Thank you, Paul. Well, it is fantastic to be here today and standing here with my new dress. Thank you to Satempe who organized this, I think, and it is truly beautiful. So, Kelebo. It's a very special day for me because it is my last official annual celebration. Because at the end of the year, I am retiring and going into that lovely time where I can decide what I want to do and when I want to do it. But obviously, I am still going to be very much linked with Lesotho. How could I not be? After coming here, the first time I think was something like 2008 or 2009 when I came with my husband, and I've been doing this job since November 2011. So that's 11 years. So yes, it's been a big part of my life. And it's so lovely to see all of you here today. Really, 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 really good. And what is really fantastic is when I first started, we had a teacher placement program, which some of you know about, and we had teachers coming on links. And our teacher placement program, we had 6 teachers from Wales, and the first ones that I knew about went to Mohollong. And then the next lot went to, and I'm not even going to try and say it, Chesneck, close. And but we've changed a lot since then, because since then we're doing lots of other projects, and you're going to hear about them today. Some of them are very much education based, but not just about teachers going into schools, about different ways of learning, about you adapting things that we have shared with you. So that is fantastic. And we're also going to hear about our rugby program from Tsitsu. We're going to hear about the resilience program. We're going to hear about a brand new program that we tried to start before the pandemic, but happened in this last year, on women's empowerment and how to tackle gender-based violence. So we have got, and of course we've got LCE representatives here who are going to talk about their mentoring program that they've been working with people in Wales. So it's really exciting to see all these different things happening. Now, I'm not going to talk for any longer because you want to hear the real good stuff that's going on. And I think there's something a bit weird going on with Zoom, so I hope they're okay. I'm I'm going to keep an eye on the chat so that we can relay to you at various times if people are what people are saying in Wales. It's too difficult to have them appear on a screen and speaking to you. So we're going to do it that way, if that's okay. So I will hand over now to my colleague. And what we haven't done. You know what we haven't done? We haven't done a song. We haven't done a prayer song. Come on, we can't have a group of Lesotho in one room without singing. Hey, come on then. Who is going to lead the singing? Something that everybody knows, please. Come on. Who's going to do it? Yeah. Thank you. I hope you like that in Wales. Okay, I'm now going to hand over to my colleague, Andati Magnani.
Thank you very much, Mayor Veronica. Your Excellency, my respect to you. My role is very simple today. It's just to introduce the speakers who are going to make different presentations. That is Tempe Poka will be number 1. And bear with me, he's also a board member. That is Tempe, over to you. Present about linking schools and tithe project. That will be Mayor Amelia. Immediately after that, Tempe, you'll be ready.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Program Director. May I kindly align myself with the protocol that you have just said, and let me see all protocol observed. Ladies and gentlemen, like the day has just introduced me, may I quickly go to what I'm assigned to say now. I've been involved in the link since 2012, which means if I'm correct, that is about 11 years now, being involved in the link, and I was assigned to be responsible for the school linking and coordinating the education activities in the link. So as you know, everything has got its history. As the link has three of the components, which are education, health, and religion. So education in its broadest sense, the link has always been about education, and educating the people of Wales about Lesotho and the people of Lesotho about Wales. This mutual learning about each other's situation, culture, challenges, aspirations, and so on is of course especially relevant in schools and colleges, feeding as it does into the whole subject of development, education, and the more recent emphasis being entirely appropriate that the first visit to Lesotho concerned with a specific area of the link following the official visit, but the general visit earlier in 1987 was done by two educators. May I not go that far with the history? So now, there were more than 30 or 40 schools linked with Lesotho from Wales, and the people were paying each other the visit, or what we call the reciprocal visits. So they were done in such a way that people were learning from each other, like I have stated earlier. They learn about the culture and other things. So as time goes on, there was a program called Lesotho Teacher Training Program that was based in Tabazaka schools by then. So teachers were sent to Wales, and others from Wales came to Lesotho, still sharing the same thing. After that project, there was another project which was called Connecting Classrooms through British Council. It also did the same thing. Now we have TAFE. So as you can see, we have the project which are still doing the same thing, but with different perspectives. Now this one of TAFE has been looking to some of the sustainable development goals. And there's someone who's going to talk about that, and I won't go long on it. But in last year, there was a competition between the schools, which were clustered into what was called, that can you remember me? That was Henry Junior cluster. So there was a competition between the schools in Wales and Lesotho, whereby learners were drawing the mural. They were told to design something that could show the link between Lesotho. So one of the children from Mufumadi Wakosari based in Mahalsuku came with something new, where he drew a mural which joined the two maps of Lesotho and Wales. So that was through the guidance of Mr. Tsidiso Lebakai. That can you stand up and say something? Can you come that and say just one word about what you did with that child? Just one word, not two.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Ladis Tempe. And let me also say, protocol observed. It was really an honor to facilitate that activity and help that learner to achieve that outstanding performance. Of course, we were not expecting as much thinking from that little child that he can come up with something that is merging the two flags, Lesotho's flag and Wales flag, but he came up with something very outstanding that we wouldn't believe. Of course, we are also surprised, but we all appreciate the link between Lesotho and Wales. That is, of course, helping learners a lot, helping everyone, the youth development in Lesotho. And of course, kannete re a leboha. Ke bile mosebetsi o motle haholo. Ke a leboha, ntate la nna maybe.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, can I clarify this one, that we are in the past, the schools were applying in the office here to link with another school in Wales, but it seemed that this is no longer happening. There are some of the reasons that I cannot say so, but we group the schools in one area. That's why we see they are clustered, and thereafter is then that we can just decide on the project that they can do together. So there are some of the people that I know that they are still they still like to link their schools with schools in Wales, but it is no longer happening in the office here. But I think let me leave it there. Okay, the resources, the website, May will clarify that for me. Thank you very much for Melbourne, but the link is still living. So may I finish with this note? This link on the Lesotho side is being run by the teachers and health specialists, but please, teachers, let's stand up and then make sure that this link does not fall in our hands. I know we have the people who are supposed to lead us, but we at the ground are the one who are supposed to show the way. So let's stand up and try to see that the link does not fall in our hand. Thank you very much.
Dumelang bomme le bontate. Le phela hantle. All protocol observed. I'm not used to this formality. I'm used to, being out there in the fields and playing with kids. And when I see you people sitting here in a group, it's like I can say you must stand up and do an energizer.
Give us a game.
Oh, the time is coming. Thank you so much. I'm here to talk about the activities that they did with Mafrenyeng High School and Mafrenyeng Primary. I won't be long. I'm going to be very short. On Monday, they had a celebration. Mafrenyeng High School, Mafrenyeng Primary came together and they made a celebration. And on Tuesday, it was a visitation to the royal family, and then they had a quiz time with Mafrenyeng High School. Then on Wednesday, that's when I joined. We went to Simongong, and then I was riding on a horse. It was so awesome. Yeah, so and the funny part is when we came back from Simongong, I remember the lightning was just striking left and right and center. And Caroline was telling me that, oh, everyone was trembling. We were wondering what's going on. We had never experienced this kind of lightning. So yeah. Then on Thursday, I joined them to Mafrenyeng Primary School. They did art, they were drawing, they were exchanging songs, there was this power of intellectual skills transfer between the teachers. I remember I heard them asking one another, okay, if you have a student who have got this kind of disability, what do you guys normally do? And then they were, exchanging ideas like that. Yeah, thank you. So also there was culture and language exchange. So with Mafenyang High School, there was a writing of letters. Mafenyang High School students received letters from Wales schools, so they were responding to the letters. It was funny. Also, there was language and culture exchange. And then Caroline had a lesson with them about global warming and photosynthesis. From there, they had sports time. They did netball, football, rugby, and it was just a friendship time. They were enjoying themselves so much that when we had to take a car back, Mafenyang High School were just following them. And they were standing on the door of the bus. Like, please don't go. And then on Friday, it was a bright time. I enjoyed the meet. It's like we could have it every Friday. Yeah, and it was the exchange of speeches. I remember Dr. Paul and me Veronica were there. And there were also the exchange of gifts. They kind of like connected on a personal level, the different groups. So I remember when we had to depart, people were crying. I didn't know what to do. I just knew I had to intervene. So I had to sing for them this song. I don't know it very well, please bear with me. But it's like, if I were to be in two places, believe me, I would share my love with you. Yes, where were you then? I'm so sorry, I've messed up this formality. I'm used to kiss. Yeah, I'll just be as brief as that, but I remember that what they said is both the groups that they value the friendship and the partnership that they have formed, and they're going to work their hands to the bones to ensure that is there for the longest time. Thank you so much.
You know, we had how many students? 13, 10, and 3 staff members. And the intention for the exchange program was to take 2 Lesotho students from either of the schools there to Wales. But when the student left here, they want to match the number. They are saying they are going to fundraise in Wales to make sure at least a similar number that came here can go to Wales. So let's hope for the better for them. They had, when was it? Is it on Wednesday? Yeah, they made a presentation about their coming to Lesotho with blankets. It was so exciting. Thank you very much, Mayor. On behalf of the Joliphonics team, can you tell us, is it worth doing? Why are we doing it?
Mme le bontate, ntumeleng ke adimme ditumediso tse seng di fetile. May the protocol observed. Like Ndate have said, I am Sitwa Kwenene. I am a Joliphonics trainer and also a Joliphonics manager. Truly, I want to thank this opportunity to be given here to say something about the Joliphonics in this celebration. And allow me to appreciate the presence of everybody here. And with Jolly Phonics program, I have very much to say, but allow me just to give you the hint in respect of time. Jolly Phonics is a systematic program whereby learners are taught how to read and write effectively. In Lesotho, this program has been effectively operated in Uting, Tabatseka, Berea, and Maseru. There are certain schools, not all the schools, but there are certain schools that are being piloting it. In those districts, we have the personnel, and their sole role there is to advocate the spread of Jolly Phonics teaching in different schools. We are having about 12 qualified Jolly Phonics trainers in this country and 5 managers to represent the Dolen, Cymru for that program. So where the Jolly Phonics has been operating, we have no doubt that learners are capable of reading and writing faster than the ones that are not being taught in Jolly Phonics. As teachers that are teaching Jolly Phonics, we have the WhatsApp group whereby we are sharing the experiences, we are sharing whatever that needs to be addressed there to help one another to teach learners about this Jolly Phonics. And again, we have Wednesday Jolly Phonics Zoom meeting. It is in that group whereby now we are meeting face to face to discuss, share experiences about this Jolly Phonics, and even address any kind of challenge that might come across. We put it there and discuss it. We again, normally as Team Lesotho, we also meet with other teams from other countries then. In that Zoom meeting, we share the experiences between the different countries whereby the Jolly Phonics has been operating. And without any doubt, the program has indeed the potential to transform our way of teaching learners how to read and write. As of now, we are about to roll out Jolly Phonics in Lesotho. And last week we had a very memorable and a fabulous event whereby the program manager, Messian, visited us here to mentor, empower, and or polish the skills of the Jolly Phonics trainers in this country. And in that regard, we would like to thank Messian, Mesheron, and the Jolly Phonics Future for that kind of support that they have been given us. It is indeed, Jolly Phonics has that potential to transform our way of teaching how to read and write to our learners. With that note, I thank you.
Thank you, Ndadikonen. I thought you were going to give us one letter. I've learned some of them. Me Morebuti. The man have said Sesotho phonics. Can you tell us how far you are? The same way, is it worth doing? Probably you'll give us a letter or two as part of our experience today.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tabsen Kabo from Guti. I'm a primary teacher. I'm teaching grade 1. So I'm a phonics coordinator, English and Sesotho. So we adopted the phonics teaching of English into Sesotho. We are the only team that is doing the Sesotho phonics here in Lesotho. Let me proudly say we are the ones who invented the Sesotho phonics. So it is very effective in the classroom. I'm a lover of languages. So let me say I love Sesotho so much. So we teach Sesotho in that way of teaching English phonics. So we decided to sit down as Mayor Morebudi and Ndadete, one of us is not present today. We decided to sort the Sesotho sounds in groups. We have set 1 up to set 7. So we decided to put them in such a way that the learners have to learn the easy sounds to the complex sounds. So we know exactly that when the learners have learned the sounds in any language, it is easy for them to read them right. So Mayor Sharon has persuaded us so much that we do that so that your learners can be independent readers and writers. So we did that. It is a successful, very successful in Guti. We have been doing workshops since last year for the grade 1 and 2 teachers. They are practicing it in the classrooms. It is unfortunate that we don't have slides here. We could see the learners in the classroom. Even the ones that are disabled, they can read, they can write individually. So everything has its shortcomings. We still have the shortcomings and then whatever we are expecting to do in the future. Making is going to talk about that.
Thank you, everyone. Afternoon. Protocol observed. I am Marita Pisito Morebuji from Villa Maria Primary in Guti. Like Mechawa has said, we have been doing this Sesotho phonics for time now. So as much as is effective, but we still have challenges. We are, Dolen is the one that gives us the sponsors. We are sponsored by Dolen so that we can be able to do the workshop with teachers. But the budget is too tight that we only have to train few schools. So we don't have that budget that we can allow us to train all teachers in Kuti. Let's say Kuti only. But we are just training the local schools. And because the budget is too tight, we don't do follow-ups. Some teachers are there for workshop. We don't know whether they implement the work or not. So that is our challenge. Maybe we could have to do follow-ups with the help of our educators. And also we think maybe we can have something like a rollout like Jolly Phonics so that this Sesotho phonics could be done in Lesotho. And I'd like to thank Bomel Wentate for choosing Lesotho. That is very important to us and we appreciate him. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You know, I only learned 2 days ago that rugby, no matter how short you are, the same size as mine, no, the same size of the speaker who's going to make a presentation here. It is the only sport that accommodates every height. In soccer, netball or whatever, if you're short, you can't be a goalkeeper. But in rugby, you can play any position. That Eddie Tito, as our partner, can you kindly come and make a presentation on how our relations has been for the past few years?
Thank you, Program Director. Allow me to greet His Excellence, Mr. McDonald. We are grateful having you here with us, and would not be this strong if it wasn't because of your presence. So thank you very much. Nero Paul, Mayor Veronica, allow me to first of all convey our deepest gratitude to Mr. Carl, Dr. Carl, who is the founder of Dolen Cymru. So I think his vision was on point. And one thing for sure that he got it right was to share his dream with you. Because if he didn't share this dream with you, we wouldn't have been here, even if he had this vision, but we share the same vision. So thank you very much for taking up his dream to where we are today. We are very proud of you. Our colleagues in Wales, hello and how are you? Colleagues here, good day and how are you? My name is Ditsito. I am the country director and the founder of Lesotho Rugby Academy, as well as the Federation of Lesotho Rugby. We've been working together with Lesotho Wales Link since 2014 to date, and we've achieved a lot to date. Our milestones are really, really visible. I will share with you what we have accomplished and what we are going to accomplish in future. One thing that we have changed is to transform the kids' life. Teachers, I think you have the evidence that those kids who are now rugby players, they are not only doing the healthy lifestyle at the field, but also they are now able to partake in your classrooms. Also, their listening skills have been amazing. They've been changed. The behavior, the discipline is on point. And because I'm not saying it is because of rugby, but it is because of the skills that we impart into those kids. So since 2014 to date, we've noticed that most of the kids who are without parents, single orphan and double orphan, they have achieved a lot because of the motivation we give to them, because of the training, because of the life skills we are sharing with them. Most of those kids now, boys and the girls, they are now part of the Lesotho Rugby national team, which is going to go to Mozambique next month. And some of them, they have put Lesotho on the map in Africa, because I remember in 2019, we had about 3 of those boys who started learning rugby via the Lesotho Dolen Cymru support. So those kids now, they have won that tournament and they are now playing in South Africa. It is because of the support. It is because of the vision we got, and it is because of people whom Dr. Carl were able to share the same vision with them. So with this remark, His Excellence, I cannot conclude without saying we have been getting a great support from the UK government as well. So the UK government have donated kit to us, but most importantly, they have supported us with funding so that we can be able to run the project. And my deepest gratitude also goes to the people in Wales who have worked night and day and, without sleeping, just fundraising for the Lesotho Rugby Academy program to go on and on and on and on until this day. So in that McDonald, we are grateful in that for the support we got from the entire UK. With these remarks, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ndade Disiso. There are still some people who took part in the establishment of locally here. He's still alive. He has played a very significant role in the establishment of Wales Lesotho Link some years back. Ndade Odi Sefago, who shared the same vision that Dr. Klaus is no longer there, but Ndade Tsegwa is still around. And we need to appreciate It's a pity that we didn't, invite him, but we need to appreciate the effort that he took while he was the Lesotho's High Commissioner in London. Yeah, thank you very much. Mayor Jonas, can you tell us if there's any violence happening with women or children? Your role in the project that you just did in the last few months. Can you share that with us, please?
Ke a leboha. Dumelang bomme le bontate. I'd also like to align myself with the protocol that has already been said. My name is Advocate Joanna Jonas. I'm the Executive Director and founder of Nairasha Legal Support, and the newly appointed trustee on the Board of Trustees for Dolen, Cymru, Wales, Lesotho Link. Thank you. Nairasha is a social legal enterprise. It's a nonprofit company registered with the Ministry of Trade. We offer mainly legal and psychosocial support to victims and survivors of gender-based violence. We do advocacy, activism, and sometimes court representations. I met Veronica in 2020 when she approached me with a proposition that the Dolen wants to start implementing a women empowerment project. It has been a long journey. It was quite a long journey because COVID hit. We couldn't continue with the plans that we had until in 2021, when we started the first phase of the project, which was a research phase. Yes, we had ideas of what we could do, but also as a service delivery organization, we thought that it would be best to go to the people whom we want to work for and find out how we can assist and work for them best. So we undertook research in the 4 districts that were established by the Commissioner of Police, being the ones with the highest incidence of sexual and gender-based violence. It was Leribe, Berea, Mafeteng, and Maseru. But the project was only implemented in Mafeteng and Berea. We worked with the police, community leaders, Maren, le Mahokela, and also village health workers. One of the needs that police rose was training on human rights, to have basic understanding of what human rights is, and on gender-based violence as a crime, how to address gender-based violence as a crime, because we all know that we don't have gender-based violence specific laws here in Lesotho. So we had police trainings on the basic principles of human rights, GBV as a crime, infringement and infringement of women and children's human rights, on bodily autonomy, what it means to, what consent is, and so many areas of human rights as a whole, and as it is centered around sexual and gender-based violence. And this has informed a gender-centric policing system. And also it has broadened their community outreaches, in that now they have the capacity to raise awareness and to sensitize the community on sexual and gender-based violence, how to report what incidents are considered crime, how to go about reporting really. We also trained community leaders being Marena le Mahokela, chiefs and community policing forums on the same issues as the police officers, as we know that that's the first group of law enforcement that we go to when there are crimes in our communities. One of the concerns that was raised during our research was that the collaboration between community leaders and the police was not so strong. There was, as cases usually have to move from the community leaders to the police. So we had partnership discussions that were, we facilitated partnership discussions between community leaders and the police officers that were aimed at strengthening their collaboration and also really to ensure a smooth transition of cases from the community level to the police for reporting. Because we can acknowledge that gender-based violence cases are very sensitive, and to go from the chief, like you have to report in the family first. Usually there'll be neighbors, you'll be repeating the same story. You go to the mahukela, you repeat the story. You go to the chief, you repeat the story, and then you're taken to the police. You do the same thing to the prosecutor, to court. It's a long chain. So we were working on ways in which we can shorten the chain and also look out for the victims and the survivors, really, to ensure that, because most of the times people back out of reporting. They may report, but they don't follow them through because it's tiring. It's tiring to repeat how you were raped every single time. It's like you're being raped over and over again. So, and also I don't know how many of us here have reported these cases before and what their encounter was with reporting. There would be so many insensitive questions, like what were you wearing? What time was it? Where were you? Was it your boyfriend? What were you doing at his house? Things like that. Is this your husband? How do you say your husband has raped you? He has a right to your body. Such nonsense questions, really. I'm sorry. Yeah, those questions, those insensitive questions. And usually that kind of approach was the reason most women and children were reluctant to report cases and backed out of following them through even after reporting. So we wanted to ensure that we have a law enforcement system that is capable of handling and addressing survivor. That was more victim-based than perpetrator-based, because I don't know how many of us here know that our legal system says that a perpetrator is innocent until proven guilty, and that usually they'll be arrested, there'll be a bail application. No one cares. No one cares about the victim. How is the victim doing? How can we help the victim? And so, yeah, that has been pretty much successful, because the groups of police officers that we are working, we are still working with them, because from time to time they reach out to us seeking support in some of the cases and asking for assistance on behalf of their clients, victims and survivors. So the groups of police officers that we have worked with continue to raise awareness, do community outreaches, sensitizing the community on these issues. Because also how a victim is handled in the community has a lot of, plays a pivotal role as well in whether or not they're going to report the case, they're going to continue living their life as normal. In order to ensure support, continuous support to victims and survivors, we also worked with village health workers, as we may know that already they are working in communities as volunteers, rendering basic health services in our communities. So we trained them on how to provide psychosocial support to victims and survivors of sexual and gender-based violence, and how to conduct safe spaces more like group therapy. We also conducted safe spaces for the duration of a week, with the inclusion of survivors, a group of survivors that was identified by our police officers. So now we have people in our communities. We, like I said, we implemented the project in Mafeteng and Berea. There are people in those communities that are able to approach victims and survivors and sit down with them and talk to them and just be there for them and just to support them. They continue to conduct safe spaces amongst themselves and with the inclusion of victims, group therapies and one-on-ones. And also I have recently learned that they have approached police officers to partner with them in their community outreaches so that they can also raise awareness and sensitize their communities on psychosocial effect of GBV in their communities, so that our work continues to grow as they are continuing. Well, not really on a professional level, but what they're doing is very impactful, because I've had stories of 3 people that were approached and were assisted psychosocially, and they have done a marvelous job. Thank you.
Mayor Joanna is also a member of Board of Trustees, so we need also to appreciate that. Meluke, the Messidia, we have had a relationship for so many years now. Is it working? Can you come and prove beyond reasonable doubt that our relationship with you, Lesotho College of Education, in particular Tabatseka, for that matter, we have had, is it working?
Bomme le bontate dumelang. Le phela jwang? Re a phela. I remember Sana Sidiane. Bomme bana le mabitso a mangata akere, because they get married. I'm also married to Mesi Kolube. I'm with Mema Nosi Luke. We are both lecturers at the Lesotho College of Education, Tabatseka campus. Yes. We are here to present on mentoring and coaching. But first of all, allow us to say all protocol observed. Meluki, are you a teacher? Are you a teacher? Teacher, Khaleke, Khaleke, teacher, Khaleke. Okay, we merely went at Okay. We normally work as a team. We're a team of 4 lecturers. Allow me to thank Me Malshani Tlebere and Me Madmutina Janki in absentia. They are not here with us, but they are part of the team. We'd also like to thank our director, Me Mamita Msase. She's so supportive. Okay. Okay. The Lesotho College of Education at Tabatseka campus organized a workshop for local primary schools. The main purpose of organizing that workshop was to equip the cooperating teachers on how they should work hand in hand with our student teachers who are practicing in their respective schools. Again, the workshop was meant to effectively assist the student teachers on how they should work hand in hand with their cooperating teachers. Yes. So last year, we focused on only 4 primary schools. But this year, we extended the workshop to 7 primary schools. The primary schools are as follows: Luti Primary School, Katlehong Primary School, Pare Primary School, Tabatsaka Primary School, Muhlakem Primary School, Sefapanum Primary School, and Muslanaping Primary School. In the workshop, the following topics were covered. Difference between mentoring and coaching, clinical supervision. Under clinical supervision, we covered the following topics. Pre-observation conference, observation conference, analysis and strategy, post-observation conference, and post-conference. Again, we talked about effective questioning. How the cooperating teachers, when working with student teachers, should ask effective questions. We also talked about effective listening. We know very much that as a teacher, you should be what? A very good listener. So we trained our cooperating teachers on how they should listen to the student teachers. Effective feedback. Since the cooperating teachers were or are supposed to observe the student teachers on daily basis when they are working hand in hand, we are expecting that after the observation, the cooperating teachers should give the student teachers what? The feedback. And that feedback shouldn't just be a feedback, but should be what? An effective feedback. That's going to build what? A professional and a productive and a developed teacher. We also workshop them on effective target setting. After the observation, after the effective feedback, the cooperating teacher as well as the student teacher should sit together and then plan on how they are going to move forward. They should plan on their target. They should plan on what? They should have what? Effective target setting. So having said this, allow me to give Memanosi an opportunity to present on successes, challenges, and way forward. Over to you, me. Teacher. Teacher.
May I also align myself with the addressed protocol? Mesidiani has correctly introduced me, Kimanosi Luke, but in that campus, I'm the only lecturer who is born in Tabatseka and is working in Tabatseka. And in a way, I feel that I'm giving back to the community. I'm asked to talk about the successes. I'm going to talk about successes for this year only, because the partnership has been going on for many years. This year, as she has correctly said, that we managed to train or to refresh teachers from 7 schools. It was a success to us because it seemed to be 2/3 of the participants who were there, who were invited. Those who were able to turn up was 2/3. We also appreciate the fact that their participation in that workshop was outstanding. Dolen, Cymru supported this project in all aspects. We are grateful for that. There is good relation between LCE team that Mayor Sidiani has introduced to us, as well as practicing, cooperating teachers in those schools where we place our student teachers. We also, other than training local teachers, we also tried to refresh our colleagues. We started in Maseru, where it is a main campus, where we had a one-day workshop for all teachers who go out to support our student teachers in schools. And it was a great success. It was the two of us from Tabazeka who were refreshing people in Maseru, lecturers in Maseru. It was a great achievement, really. Other than so we went back to Tabatseka, to that small campus where we also capacitated our colleagues. And really, they appreciate that. You know, when you are working every day, you think you are doing good, yet sometimes you forget the foundation. So to all the staff members on both campuses, they really appreciated this and wanted it to be going on and on. Challenges, time frame to cover the 6 topics was a limitation on our side. We are covering many topics in a limited time and expected teachers to be hands-on. Also, another challenge, as principals in your respective schools, you send people who are about to retire to workshops. And just imagine if we are trying to revive that, and it is somebody who is retiring at the end of this year or next year in June. You see, you are leaving young people who are newly employed in your school, and you are giving us somebody who is outgoing, and we found that as a challenge. Way forward, we are planning to support to capacitate all schools in Lesotho where we place our student teachers. We place student teachers in all the 10 districts. So we are going to see how we are going to work on that. We would also like to extend our workshops to 2 days, especially for teachers who are in school, cooperating teachers, so that we are hands-on. We would like to also train the management in schools, not only teachers. Management, deputies, and the principals, we found that they need to be capacitated. Other than the management in Tabatseka, we are planning to extend our partnership with the high schools. We don't only place student teachers in primary schools, we also place them in high schools. So our plan for the coming years is to have them capacitated also. On those remarks, that Manyanye allow us to say that we are grateful, and our vision is that we are still going to go on working together with Dolen Cymru, and our TP coordinators is expecting us to place more effort on this project. Galebo.
Can I just say that their boss has just said wonderful presentation.
We have 2 Amelias here, and let me tell you something. Veronica has devised a way of trying to separate them. She will say Amelia Holo and Amelia Hours. So, Amelia, can you kindly present on well-being and resilience, please? I'm not sure who's going to start, Amelia Holo or Amelia Hours. Yes. This is Amelia Holo. Holo is one of our partner organizations, Healing Our Land. It's based in Matieng.
I greeted, I observed protocol. My name is Amelia Senegal, and I am from Matsieng. I am working in partnership with Dolen. I'm deeply grateful, for such a wonderful partnership. I am the founder of Hila Land Organization. It was founded in 2019, just to respond to the tragedy that was happening in our place. I think almost all of you know about that, the gangs, it's Kubo, what. But you know about these mass killings that were going on there. So far, I'm working with kids as the coordinator of the project. We are working on mental health awareness program and also the resilience project with Dolen. I'm working with 4 primary schools in Matsieng, but I also have kids that attend at Mauritius, but they stay in Matsieng. I'm also working with kids from Mahlonyeng High School. There are others from Tabeng High School and Mauritius Girls, I think it's one. So there's a lot of kids there. So don't be surprised, you might see me dancing right now while I'm talking because we just do crazy stuff there. Yeah, so the programs that we are doing, like I said, they're helping these young kids to build resilience and also to ensure that we empower them with mental health sessions. I work with amazing facilitators. They are so energetic. If the 3 of us were standing here, we were going to turn this place upside down. We also do things like energizers with kids. So today I know they're at the club and I feel so lonely. And please help me to heal by all standing up and doing everything that I'm asking you people to do. I take a ball. I take the ball. I'm asking for your energy. Please pretend just for a few minutes that you're my kids. I take the ball. I take the ball. I take the ball. I put it here. I put it here. I papata. I papata. I take the ball. I take the ball. I put it here. I put it here. I papata. I papata. Thank you so much. So I've been working with kids as the coordinator under this program since April this year. And I've seen amazing changes in the lives of kids. So many kids had their hope restored back. Like amazing things have been happening. And I also got the testimonies from parents that this is just so huge. This is just so beautiful. So it's really, sort of an energizer to know that each and every day you are making a positive change in a child's life. So I've worked with kids, and I remember that I started this when I was working under Kakababo Pelo as the educational mentor in my community council. And that's when I started the club. So I also remember that late last year, 2 of my kids that were sisters. The first one, the elderly, got pregnant and she gave birth to the twins. And her sister that comes right after her got pregnant. Twins. Sorry. Twins. So she gave birth to one child. So there were 3 kids in that house, and the mothers were kids too. So they had to force the older one to be married to the father of the twins. Yeah, these are some of the things that we are dealing with, with my facilitators. And I remember that recently there's this case of a young girl whose mother gave him over to a man of 40-something years and was raping this child. So there are so many things that we are going through actually. And there are such, I don't know, emotional stories that these kids carry along on their daily basis. So what we have decided to do is to extend our services as Holo to the parents as well, because parents, sometimes they are the source of kids facing mental breakdowns, dropping out of schools, not only parents, but the guardians of children as well. So I will be offering the therapy sessions on Fridays. So I've been contacting schools within Mazin that this is the program that we are working on now. Could you please make a list of kids that it's so obvious that they need mental, maybe therapy attention. Yeah. So I've received the promise from different schools that beginning next week, they'll be bringing in this list of kids and the contacts of parents, because we are going to contact parents as well. And the parents that also feel that they need help, we will work on offering them therapy sessions. It has been a very, very training journey, but my kids are lovely. They give me strength to keep going. I remember there was this day, it was so raining, and I was like, wow, one Saturday of break, let me just rest. And just when I was about to rest, I heard kids screaming at the gate. And I'm like, what? And when I opened the door, there they are, all over the gate. No, we can't stop. We are here to pick you up. So that is how fascinated the kids are. And we also decided to extend this service of mental therapy because so much is happening in our communities. And as a coordinator, I've been crying too many times when I listen to these kids' stories. But when I realized that I was tired of crying, I decided that this is a high time to stand up and give these children a hand. Just maybe with me stopping crying, just maybe with me stopping being frustrated, and womaning up my smile and just say to one child, you are loved. And that child will stop committing suicide. Just maybe me putting together some messages of hope and sharing them with these kids. One child who was so hopeless would gain back hope. So all we are doing is giving out our energy, our everything to these children to say, look, there is hope, there is future. And we believe that this energy that we are giving, just 2 or 3 of these children will grasp it. And it's the seed that we are planting. And then they will spread it. It's going to be a chain that will be ongoing and ongoing and ongoing. We don't have too much strength to do it, but we have the word believe. And as a whole, we believe that this kid's life is going to change. These children's lives are going to be changed. We know where determination is predominant, failure cannot dismantle the flag of success. Thank you.
Thank you. We are almost approaching the final few speakers now. That stamp. I think they've sorted themselves out at me, Amelia. Are you coming? Okay. It's because when I saw there was a squabble, who's senior between the, who's Amelia senior? Okay, May, can you kindly come and present or make some few remarks on resilience? Thank you. This is our Amelia.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm so emotional after my name's presentation. It was such a beautiful presentation. I don't know what I'm going to add to that. My name is Amelia Mutiti. I work for this beautiful organization as an education project officer. I'm going to say a few things about well-being and resilience, which are the two projects that I'm mainly focused on. And before I do that, I need to acknowledge the presence of the High Commissioner. We are happy to see you that day, and our Dolen team here. So with that, all protocol observed. On well-being, I just want to mention that we have Dolen, Wales Lesotho link, and there are people in Wales who love our country. I think they love our country more than we do because they are offering so much for us, and that is helping us be able to run this project. So we have the Welsh government, which is has a grant that is sponsoring well-being and resilience at the same time. And then we have people of goodwill who decided that they're going to raise funds for us to be able to give hope to the children after the pandemic. And you remember last year we had My Hero Is You storybook, which was produced by Interagency Standing Committee. And then I got the privilege of translating that book into from English to Lesotho. And in the same way, we had the second book this year, which is My Hero Is You 2021, which is meant to give children hope after the pandemic, and also to make sure that they have something to hold on to when they get frustrated. So from the fundraising that was done by Ninian Primary School in Wales, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, we managed to translate the second book, which is My Hero Is You 2021. It was translated and it was printed. We were able to distribute the books to the schools that are part of our well-being project. And then that was not all. The money that they raised also allowed us to go to Radio Lesotho and have that storybook broadcasted for the children to listen on Saturdays, on Saturday mornings in Radio Lesotho. There are radio programs that you may be aware of. So the book was broadcasted in Radio Lesotho in June and July. So we are very grateful for our partners in Wales for making that possible for us. And then on the resilience project part, we kind of were approached by the Ministry of Education and Training as Dolen to assist in helping teach some topics that were giving them some kind of challenge, difficult topics to teach, like gender-based violence, sexual health, you know. So as Dolen, we using their toolkits that they already have, we tried to modify these topics so that we can accommodate ways of teaching it in what we call the global learning style, where we say our children must learn, they must think very critically about what they have learned and be able to act to show that they have learned something. It means that with that knowledge that they have attained, we must see some change. We must see actions to say, you have learned something. So using that and also what we call critical thinking activities, where we look at, let's say, an issue tree where we choose an issue. The children will choose an issue let's say under gender-based violence, to say what is causing that. And then they discuss that issue to find things that are making that to happen. And then what are we going to do to address those issues? We allow these children to be the ones that are choosing their own issues. What are they going to do? What is the cause of this issue? What factors are contributing, things like that. And then they use that to come up with solutions to say, okay, this is what we're experiencing, but what is it that we can do to make a difference or to make this better? So we trained teachers on that because with the Resilience Project, we are working with schools in Matsing and Murija, and we are working in collaboration with Polo, which is when I met my name, to use their kids to pilot these activities to see what needs to be improved and things like that. And also we are all working in collaboration with the Hub Murija. We use their soup and skills children to conduct these activities. So I visited those with the help of Amelia and Tembi from the Hub. We did those activities, we tried those activities with the soup and skills children in the Hub. And then when we saw that it was working, then we designed a training plan so that we could train teachers in Matsing and Murija with the same activities to see, to say, this is how best we can use these methods to teach children in a way that they can feel that they own what they are learning, and they will be able to use that in the future. So the plan going forward is that once we have monitored what is going on in the schools, as teachers practice these things, they're also expected to identify some youth leaders. You know, as you have a group of children, you see that somebody is leading this group. So to identify peoples like that, so that we may use this to form a group of learners that will take this project further. And we are hoping that next year, as the project continues, then we're going to have collaboration between these youth leaders. We are going to train them sometime early next year. And once they have been trained, then they're going to be able to conduct these activities with their peers. And once that is done, then there's going to be collaboration between Lesotho and Wales, where we expect that children will be going from Lesotho to Wales and from Wales to Lesotho to ensure that this project is sustainable. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, mate. So, Bome, Bontati, friends online and friends in Wales, we're very honoured today to have with us His Excellency, Mr. Harry MacDonald, the British High Commissioner in the Kingdom of Lesotho. Perhaps, Your Excellency, you would like to say a few words.
Dumela bomme le bondate. Le palajuang. I'm Harry MacDonald, the British High Commissioner. First of all, I will observe the protocol by paying my respects to His Majesty King Letsie III, to the Right Honourable the Prime Minister, to the Chair of the Board of Dolen Cymru, to all of the trustees, to all of the people who work for Dolen, and to all of you for all of the fantastic work that you have been doing and have presented to us today. It's an extraordinary example of what the cooperation between the people of Wales and the people of Lesotho can achieve. And it's inspiring in many ways to hear some of these voices. I'll go away changed, having heard some of the comments and the thoughts that have been offered here today. So I really much appreciate having the opportunity to be here and to be able to speak to you. The fact that the work of Dolen Cymru continues and has expanded is a recognition of the eternal bond that exists between Wales and Lesotho, and the fact that it continues to grow through, for instance, the expansion of the tithe program, the cooperation between schools, which will see the exchanges between young people and the future generations who will carry on the tradition that has been started by and continued on by all of you between Wales and Lesotho is a tremendous thing for the future of the relationship between our peoples. And the fact that there's so much going on in education, all of the exciting work that you've been talking about, I hope that we can continue to build on that and we continue to do even more. And it's something that I'm proud to talk of when I speak to the Minister for Education about what it is that our peoples can do together to bring about success for the future of both the people of Wales and the people of Lesotho. And can I just say, I'm glad to see Jolly Phonics here. My kids use Jolly Phonics. So I'm really excited to see what might happen when Jolly Phonics and Sesotho Phonics succeeds here. And I hope that I personally can benefit because there are still some sounds in Sesotho that I struggle to make. So please help me with the phonics of those as well. I really want to be able to say kuting properly, but it's not easy. And also the comments on well-being. Wow, Amelia, that's something special. And so I hope that there is a lot more that we can do to build on that. The planting of seeds is exactly the right phrase. It's the fact that we're through these programs, we're offering the possibility of hope, and hope is the key word at the moment in Lesotho. It's the word that was on everybody's lips around the last election. It's a moment of hope for many young people in this country. And the more we can do to plant those seeds so that hope continues to flourish, the better. And I'm very glad to have heard your presentation as well as everyone else's, because those seeds will grow into the future flowers that will bloom across this nation and will build the future for all of us. So thank you very much. I'll also mention, because we discussed resilience, we discussed well-being, that today is International Men's Day. And the first of my two messages to men on International Men's Day is to look after yourself and to look after each other. And I think, looking after each other as communities, particularly as we emerge from COVID and the era where we couldn't gather like this for a couple of years, but being able to see each other, being able to reach out, being able to find ways to help those who might be struggling for whatever reason is an important part of thing for us all to reflect on. And as we look forward, those who are struggling in any particular way, be there for them and be strong for them. My second message on International Men's Day was related to the discussion the presentation from about gender-based violence. My message to all men actually was to fight for your women, not against them. So the women who are in your lives, stand by them. And I mention this because it's International Men's Day today. So help the women around you to succeed, don't fight them down. And lots of men often consider respect to be something very important to them. And the message I've delivered to men on International Men's Day is that you put your hands on a man, no other man respects you. And I think these kind of messages are things that perhaps those of us who have a microphone should amplify as much as possible. I should, of course, pay my respects to my good friend Desitsu and Tate. Delighted to see you in a Welsh Rugby Union shirt, wearing the colours today. Ndate Desitsu is unbelievably important for sport across this country, not just in rugby actually, but the entire of the Olympic Committee. So many young aspirant athletes look up to Ndate Desitsu. I don't look up to Ndate Desitsu. I look at him in the distance because he's too fast. I can never catch up. But thank you, and it's great to see you here as well. And then finally, I will just mention two more things. One thing I need all of your help on. It's the Football World Cup, and Wales will be playing in the Football World Cup. Their first match is against the United States, and Wales has 1% of the population of the United States. So we need all of your help. Okay, so spread the word. The phrase is Cymru am bydd. Spread the word. We want as many people to be supporting Wales and to cheering on everything that Wales could achieve in this World Cup. 1% of the population of the United States. I believe that Wales can do it. So I hope you will be spreading that message, championing Wales. And I have also told the Prime Minister here, I expect him to be supporting Wales as well. But I mention this because the importance of everything that we do here through Dolen is a recognition of the generosity also of the Welsh people. Because so much of what Dolen is able to achieve is through the donations of ordinary Welsh folk. This isn't specifically just a government initiative. It's Welsh people who are making the difference. So I, as the British High Commissioner, am proud of the contribution that the people of Wales are making in order to support the continued progress here in Lesotho. And my final message, I can't leave without saying, May Veronica. When I talk about the people of Wales and the generosity and everything that Dolen has done, a lot of that has been down to you. So May Veronica, over the many years that you have been working with Dolen Cymru, through some difficult times, including during the COVID period, and the changes that you have delivered for the better, for the lives of ordinary people in Lesotho, has been outstanding. Without you, probably none of us would be here in this gathering today. We have many great people that have worked in through Dolen's offices, but it's been you, Veronica, for all of these years that have put everything together. When we hear these presentations about the lives that have been changed as a result of work supported by Dolen, those lives have changed thanks to you. So, May Veronica, last week I went to the city of Chlotse, and there they showed me the first Britons who came to Lesotho. They were invited in to support Basotho in some times of difficulty, and this was over 150 years ago. And the connections between our two peoples have lasted since then. And it's an eternal bond of friendship between the British and the Basotho. I'm proud to play my part, but May Veronica, your place in the pantheon of those Britons who have supported the people of Lesotho is assured. And actually, I would like to ask everybody in this room to stand up and to show their appreciation to Veronica with a round of applause. Thank you. Rela boa, May Veronica. Okay, thank you all for listening to me. I very much appreciate the time that that you've put in making this event happen. This is something special, the first annual celebration in person for since before COVID. So hopefully this is the start of the new era. I'm delighted to be here to see it happen and see all of the amazing things you are doing. Ke leboa, Cymru am bydd, chodso pula nala.
Thank you very much, Nat. We had to do a small alteration because His Excellency, you know, he has been here, is it a month? He has a lot of commitments now, and that's why we had to do an alteration. That this time, can you kindly come and do some few remarks? Few, indeed, because Natemo Happy, one of the board trustees, will do some few remarks also. May Veronica is leaving by the end of December, and I've worked with her for how many years? 9. So over to you, that is Tempe, for some few remarks to May Veronica.
Thank you, Ntate Manyanye. And also, thank you, friends in Wales. Me Sharon and me Kev Mulungu. At this juncture, may I invite you so that we can just talk to me Veronica. Me Veronica has just served Dolen Cymru for quite a lot of time, and at this juncture, I would like to offer our small token of appreciation for the work that we have been doing to Dolen Cymru. You know what, for Melbourne, that a good leader is the one who knows the way and goes the way and leads the way. Boom, I would like to, can you come and then help me here? Two of you, or just one person, please come and help me. And I would like to invite Mefrenica to come and stand here. I used to call her Nkhono. I used to call her Nkhono. Okay. Zana Marena Kubabu Adi Zana Marena Kubabu Adi Zana Marena Gerata we are para Limau Dipu let me help you. Elbow twist. Ntate tekele, ntate tekele, ntate tekele, kuwamuadi, ntate Sanamare, kuwamuadi, okay. Thank you. Okay, we can sit down. Okay. Bom Melbourne that day at this note, I would like to pass the message on behalf of the Dolen Cymru Lesotho to Me Veronica, who is now retiring. And first of all, we Basotho people would like to thank you for deciding to come and celebrate your farewell here in the grounds of our Dolen Cymru offices, especially in Lesotho. Me has done the great change since her tenure in the office. If you look at Tabatsega district, those people, when they talk about the developments in education and health, they talk about Dolen Cymru. And that was the initiative of Me Veronica. When you go to Kuting, you go to Kachasnek, all the project could have never seen the light of the day if ever they were not authorized by Me Veronica as the director. There is one thing that happened in 2015 through the administration of Me Veronica, that these two ladies can you stand up from Kuting. They were going for, thank you very much, Bomme. They were going for a reciprocal visit through LTTP in Wales. And there was another man at the back there that he cannot stand up. Thank you very much, Ndati. Even though I call you, he's my senior, so, but I would like to call him that way. So excuse me in that. He was also in the interview with these two ladies contesting to go to Wales. So he led them. But very unfortunately, he was the principal, an acting principal, and we wanted the classroom teacher, not the principal there. Therefore, I was in the panel there. We told him that I'm happy that he cannot make it to Wales because he's a principal. At that time, I was the one who was supposed to tell Mr. Mohapi that you have not made it, even though your scores are here. So we will take someone instead of you. He was crying tears. And we had to convince him that something will come up. We didn't know. Through Veronica's administration, they formed something which was called Primary Leadership and Management Program, which was sponsored by Commonwealth. I was able to go with Ndate Mohapi to Wales for how many months? For 3 months to do primary leadership and management, which it was that program had never been in Lesotho before. It was designed because of that brilliant man. So, and brilliant leader. So she brought so many developments in the community level. There are this thing of women empowerment. There are the need machines there, whereby the communities are being helped to do what, to do the project for themselves. So, Veronica, I would like to thank you as a person, and on behalf of Dolen Cymru, we wish you all the best in your retirement. I know you have so many commitments, but you voted your time to build this link. For the coming co-directors, I would like to say to you, here is the button given to you. Please make sure that you hold it and then you improve this link where it has been left by Veronica to much greener pastures. I am sure in your hands, the link will be better than she has left it now.
Ndate Mohapi, closing remarks, please. Ndate Mohapi, he is a member of Board of Trustees, and he's going to, I said His Excellency will be leaving in a few minutes. If you can make it as few as you can, yes, that will be.
Thank you very much, Program Director. The protocol observed as well, but in particular, then I will just pay my respects to His Excellency, the British High Commissioner for the Kingdom of Lesotho, His Excellency Harry MacDonald, here present, and other distinguished guests. My names in full are Lehlaka Mohapi. I work for the Ministry of Education and Training as the District Education Inspector based in Kuti, but started in Tabazega first. And I'm also the trustee Board of Directors as well. So my task is very, very brief. I've been asked to cast votes of thanks on behalf of the board of Dolen Cymru. As board, we'd like to thank the High Commissioner for his presence in this occasion and the narrative of activities which have taken place here. And this is quite remarkable. There is still yet more to accomplish ahead of us, as you mentioned, His Excellency, and have no doubt that you will support us as we go through. We're here on Wednesday to establish what you call an advisory group that is going to play a role of actually making some oversight on the activities that will be done in Lesotho by Dolen Cymru,
and then advise on how they can be improved. And that board has, the group has been successfully set up. And on this note, I would like to conclude by saying, Ndade Paul, Me Veronica, I know when you entered the border gate there, if you were driving in a car, there are words written up there. As you go, we say, bon voyage. That means go well as you go back. And as well, I want to say, everybody here present, we want to thank you very much for glorifying this event with your presence. And wish you a safe journey as you go back to your respective places. With these words, I would like to say thank you.
We are done. We are done. In Lesotho, we say there is no gathering without meat. It's a Lesotho proverb. Can somebody kindly pray for us? Then we have a snack inside here. We have just refurbished the office and it looks lovely. Can somebody say a prayer? Then we are done. Then we get in. Ndade Paul will lead us as our head into the small room. Can somebody say a prayer? Thank you. As we are preparing for, you can play some light music. Yes.
Can I just take a picture of you all? Just sit down for a moment. It'd be great.
Merci. Amen. D'accord.